Good morning dear students, welcome to your English online class. Children, today we will start next chapter of English grammar, that is finite and non-finite verbs. Now first of all children, we will understand what are finite verbs and what are non-finite verbs. There are two types of verbs children, finite and non-finite verb. Now what are finite verbs? Now children, finite verbs are those which change. Finite verbs are those which change their form according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. So finite verbs children, they change their form according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. They have present, past and future forms. Let us understand this with the help of few examples. I am planning to visit my grandparents this summer. Now in this sentence children, I am planning is finite verb. Why? Because it changes according to the number and person of the subject. For example, if in place of I use in the sentence she. So she is planning. Okay, yeah, she was planning. So this am planning is changing according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. So this is finite verb. Sarah and Kumar play the synthesizer. Now play in the sentence is finite verb because it changes according to the number and person of the subject. For example, if I say Sarah, only Sarah, okay, Sarah plays the synthesizer. Okay, so here play is changing according to the verb, play is changing according to the number of the subject of the sentence. So this is finite verb. Okay, finite verb children indicate the tense of the verb and the person and the number of the subject. So finite verb, remember, they indicate the tense of the verb, person and number of the subject. They agree with the subject and can be in active or passive voice. Now non-finite verbs. What are non-finite verbs? Non-finite verbs children are those just opposite of the finite verbs. They do not change. Finite verbs they change. In non-finite verbs they do not change their form according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. They do not indicate tense and function they do not indicate for non-finite verb, they do not indicate tense also, and they function as noun and adjectives. They function as noun and adjectives. Let us understand this with the help of few examples. They attempted to find the snake. Now in this sentence children, verb to find is non-finite verb. It does not change according to the number or person of the subject of the sentence. Okay, for example, in place of they I use she. Okay, so she attempted to find the snake. So it will remain same whether the subject is singular, whether the subject is plural. Okay, and whether the subject is first person, second person or third person, it will remain same. Okay, then see, this crawling is the hardest exercise I had to do in physical education class. Now same sentence children, we can write this way also. Crawling, by changing the tense, crawling was the hardest exercise, and by changing the subject from I to they, had to do in physical education class. Now you can see the difference in both the sentences. We have changed the tense, we have changed the subject, but this verb crawling has remained same in both the sentences. Okay, so this is non-finite verb. Now see question number A. Identify the verbs in these sentences. Circle the finite verbs and underline the non-finite verb. Now in this question children, we will do some of the sentences and rest you will do yourself. Looking is allowed but touching the exhibits is prohibited. Now in this sentence, looking and touching both are non-finite verbs and prohibited is a finite verb. Plucking flowers should be discouraged. Plucking is non-finite and should be is finite. Okay, and it should be in circle. Now see fourth one. Jane's younger sister wants to be a pilot. Wants is finite and to be is non-finite. The nurse is attending to the patients in the ICU. Is attending is finite verb. Benjamin practiced hard in order to pass the piano examination. Practiced is finite and to pass is non-finite. The cat began to purr to express its affection. Began finite and to purr to express are non-finite verbs. So similarly children, you do the whole question. Now see this types of non-finite verbs. There are three kinds of non-finite verbs: the infinitive, the principal, the infinitive, the participle, and the gerund. Non-finite verbs are of three kinds: the infinitive, the participle, the gerund. Now the infinitive is 2 plus verb form of the non-finite verb. In this we use to and then verb, first form of base form of verb. In participle we use verb plus ing and verb plus ed, en, d, tn, and in gerund we use verb plus ing. Okay, let us understand this with the help of few examples. I forgot to clean the store this morning. I forgot to clean the stove this morning. Okay, so to clean is non-finite verb and it is infinitive. Okay, because it is having to. The lady left the room with the crying child. Now in this sentence, crying is participle. Okay, non-finite verb, the participle form of it. And I like camping in the woods. In this, camping is non-finite verb and it is a gerund. Okay. Now first of all we will understand the infinitives. What are infinitives? The infinitive is the base form of a verb. It is usually preceded by to. So remember, infinitive is usually it is the base form of the verb and it is usually preceded by to. Okay. So infinitives often function as noun in the sentence, acting as a subject or object. So what is the function of the noun in the sentence? They act as the subject or the object of the sentence. So similarly infinitive, they act as, because they function as a noun in a sentence, so they act as a subject or object in a sentence and they are preceded by to. Mostly they are preceded by to. Okay. For example, she remembered to greet me on my birthday. Now in this sentence, to greet, this is okay, non-finite and it is infinitive. To is human. Here again, to is infinitive. And sometimes children, infinitive is not preceded by to. So this type of infinitive which are not preceded by to are called bare infinitive. For example, I made her consult a doctor about her headaches. Now in this sentence, consult, it is not preceded by to. You can see there is no to here, but it is an infinitive. Okay. And this type of infinitive which are not preceded by to, they are called bare infinitive. My coach let me stay an hour longer in the swimming pool. Now in this sentence, stay, you can see it is bare infinitive because it is not preceded by to. Now uses of bare infinitive. The bare infinitive is used in the following ways. So we can use bare infinitive children in the following ways: as the main verb after modal auxiliaries. Example, I can walk 10 miles at a stretch. In this sentence, walk children is a bare infinitive. Okay, and it has been used after the modal auxiliary, that is can. Okay, you know that can is modal auxiliary and it has, after this we have used bare infinitive, walk. Okay, with verbs such as let, need, make and bid. So with these verbs we use bare infinitives like you need not call me again. Okay, so you can see need is there and with this we have used this bare infinitive, call. Okay, now with verbs like hear, see, watch, know and feel. Example, I heard them say that he will be here soon. So in this we have used this verb heard and with this we have used bare infinitive, say. Okay, with the phrases had better, would rather, would sooner than and rather than, with them also we use bare infinitive. You had better book the tickets now. And with than and but when they mean except, with then and but when their meaning is except in the sentence, we use bare infinitive with them. They did nothing but complain. Now let us see question number B children. Fill in the blanks with infinitives. Now you have to fill the blanks with infinitives. See the third one. Do we dare disturb her now? Okay. So we have filled infinitive here. She hopes to find a suitable house for her parents. My younger sister likes to help out at an old age home. I love to dance. Now the participle. Now what are participles, children? Participles are the words that are used as adjectives. Participle children actually are non-finite verbs, and they are used as adjectives. Okay, so when non-finite verbs are used as adjectives in the sentence, they are called participle. They qualify, and adjective children, you know, they qualify noun. Okay, that follows them. The doctor tried to calm down the crying mother. Okay, so now in this sentence, crying is participle. Actually cry is verb, children, but here it is functioning as an adjective because it is qualifying the noun mother. So this is participle. Okay, the lost gold chain was found in the garbage bin. In this sentence, lost is a verb, but here it is functioning as an adjective because it is modifying the noun chain. Okay, so this is again participle. The wounded soldiers were treated by the doctors. Now in this sentence, children, wounded is participle because actually it is verb, but here it is qualifying the noun soldiers, so it is participle. Now participles, children, are three types: present, past and perfect. Now present participle. Now present participle, children, are formed by adding ing to the base form of the verb. Present participles are formed by adding ing to the base form of the verb. They denote incomplete action or state of being. For example, I watched the sleeping baby in its mother's lap. Okay, so here this sleeping is participle. Okay, seeing her grandchildren after many years, Mrs. Subaya was overjoyed. In this sentence, seeing is participle. Okay, next is past participle. Now children, past participle are formed by adding ed, en, d, t or n to the base form of the verb. They denote actions that have been completed in the past but whose effects are still present. For example, the broken cell phone needs to be repaired. Now you can see this is, we have added en to the, we have added n to the base form of the verb broke. Okay, and it is past participle. Okay, and it is past participle because it is it is functioning as an adjective in the sentence. It is qualifying the uh, it is qualifying the word noun cell phone. Okay, now see next one. Participles with the form having plus past participle of the form verb are called perfect for participles. They denote actions completed in the past. For example, having made up my mind to leave the place, I took up a job in another city. Now see question number C, children. Underline the participles in these sentences and state their types. See the third one. We found a broken vase in the living room. Now in this sentence, children, broken is the past participle. Okay. The planning committee for the annual function meets every year. Now in this sentence, planning is present participle. Everyone went on a walking tour of the city. Walking, present participle. The people saw a floating car in the middle of the river. Floating is present participle. So children, I hope that you must have understood this much, and go through the video thoroughly and do the questions which we have discussed. Thank you. God bless you.